So it might look like we're getting ready for Christmas, but we're not. We're getting ready for Castiel's 7th birthday. Yes, my boy is turning 7. And we are preparing everything for the party at school. So what we found out when we came here and when he started school is that most parents, if not all up until now, make like small gift bags for each child in the classroom with all kinds of sweets and treats. So we went ahead and we bought all of this stuff to make the treat bags ourselves. Of course, you can order them online and they come as a complete package, or you can do as we are doing right now and make a custom package yourself. We chose the second option because we like to actually have the option of each treat and sweet we put inside the gift bag. So let's open. I'm using chocolate milk. My kid loves the chocolate milk here. You can find it in so many brands. And there's this whole hype with milk, I think, in Vietnam. I don't know if you've noticed it, but everyone here really likes milk and they promote it intensively. The reason you're actually getting this episode instead of our regular content is because we are actually facing some technical difficulties. Maybe Phong will tell you about it. As for birthdays, I was talking to some Vietnamese friends, but not local Vietnamese, expat Vietnamese. And they were saying that growing up, they didn't have many birthday parties, and that apparently it's a very recent thing here in Vietnam to have birthday parties for the kids. And one of the friends actually said, ironically, that people in Vietnam tend to celebrate the dead more than they celebrate the living. And I felt that there was a sadness in her, and it does sound sad when you say it like that. But I do believe that younger Vietnamese are shifting this custom, and they are starting to be more and more aware of the moments they should cherish with their children. So I think that the birthday parties are going to become a bigger thing with time. I did see in plenty of spaces, like in the fast foods in the mall, and not just there, a corner with balloons and happy birthday signs. So they are trying to come around the idea of a celebration, which is great. I find it great. But what we didn't find is the local corner for party props that you usually find in any supermarkets, where you can buy the balloons, the hats, the whistles, the candles for the birthday cake. We haven't found any birthday cake candles. We have to look around in other shops, but in the regular market, you cannot find them. What we did find were the gift bags, but that was it. No party props, no balloons, no happy birthday sign. I don't know yet where to find those. Someone said I should try a library. So we're probably going to try that tomorrow and see if the library has a party corner so we can get our supplies, because I actually wanted to get more balloons and a happy birthday sign and a 7-shaped candle so Casti can blow on it, or 7 little candles. I don't really care at this point. I just want him to blow the candles on his cake and make a birthday wish, because for the first time, he's been really eager for his birthday, and he's been actually counting the days until the final day comes. And this is the first time he's shown actual awareness about his birthday. This is also the first year that he's received actual money that he can spend on whatever he wants, and his grandmother actually got him his first wallet. So he's really excited that he has a wallet and that he has money in his wallet, and he's more than eager to spend his money on a beautiful birthday present. So let's start packing. I undid the chocolate milk now, the first 2 boxes. We also got some waffles. We thought sweet, savory, and something to drink at the end. Of course, we bought more sweet stuff rather than salty stuff. Casti came home with some packs from his colleagues that had all types of chips, but with seafood flavor or with seaweed flavor, and he hates those, so he never eats them. So we went for something a little more neutral, let's say, and we chose these waffles with meat floss. I think the kids would go much faster for these rather than the seaweed or seafood chips. So yeah, this is why we chose the waffles. Oreos. My kid loves Oreos, so we are going to give Oreos away. And the Pocky sticks, which we all love, and I think they are addictive because you cannot open one of these boxes and eat 1 or 2 and say, oh, I'm just gonna eat the rest later. No, you start eating and after 2, they're just gone. Just like that. Magic. Anyway, first bag. Let's open her up. We are actually making 2 extra bags for the teachers as well. And, oh, I forgot. Did I mention? We also have lollipops. Kids here love their lollipops. I'm trying to be a very good mom, and I chose the version with vitamin C. So don't judge me too much, okay? I'm doing my best. Bag, milk, in. Pokey, in. Oreo, in. Waffle, in. Lollipop, in. First gift bag, complete. 1 down, 17 more to go. In case we didn't tell you, my kid goes to SkyLine School. We did a lot of research ever since we decided to come here. I started looking for schools in Romania, and I also asked around within the Vietnamese community if they knew about any good schools here in Danang. It was very important for us to make sure that he was accepted as not speaking Vietnamese or beginner level Vietnamese, and that they also taught English. That was another important point. Anyway, we were recommended to look at private schools that respect the Vietnamese curriculum. And so we landed on 2 options after browsing a lot of schools and including, for a short period of time, looking into the idea of homeschooling. But then I decided that if my kids were going to learn Vietnamese, the social part and being around Vietnamese kids was a must. So we narrowed it down to SkyLine and FPT School. And after visiting both, and Casti got evaluated and he spoke to some teachers there, eventually SkyLine was the one that offered us an opportunity, and he went there for summer school. They saw great potential in him. He was eager to learn. He was very adaptable and flexible, so we could enroll him for 1st grade starting August. There was going to be an entire episode regarding schools, so you can ask your questions, maybe some things I missed or some things that you might want to know. But I can only give you that information after we sort out the technical issue I was talking about earlier, which Phong is going to fill you in about, because I'm not a very technical person and I don't know how to explain it very well. It's pretty bad. we really need some luck in our lives right now. So maybe you guys can keep your fingers crossed so we don't lose everything we've filmed and all of our content and material so far. So fingers crossed. And I'm gonna go back to making these packages because they have to be ready to be taken to school tomorrow morning. And I also have a child to put to sleep, and he doesn't sleep until I read him his bedtime story. So I'll leave you with Fong. Bye guys. And something I forgot to tell you, and I think it's actually really cute and I want to mention it, is that my son chose to do something extra for his birthday as kind of his own thing. And after seeing Bluey, and we watch a lot of Bluey, we're Bluey fans, he fell in love with the episode called Pass the Parcel. And ever since he saw that episode, he kept saying that for his birthday, he wants to do Pass the Parcel with his colleagues. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is a gift, but if it's wrapped up, in Australia, it's called a parcel. And what you do is wrap it up in multiple layers of paper. And it's going to be passed around among the children as music plays in the background. When the music stops, the person who has the parcel has to rip one layer off. And it goes like that, round and round, until the final kid will open the last layer and win the prize inside. I think it's really exciting, and I'm actually looking forward to see how it's going to turn up in school.
So the reason why we didn't make any videos recently is because we had a technical issue with our laptop. To give you a short story, we had 2 laptops back in Romania, and before we left we decided to donate them to charity and buy new ones here in Vietnam. Shortly after our arrival in Hanoi, I started to search for a new laptop with high specs suitable for both professional and video editing for our channel. And there was this model from Lenovo that I found on the internet, and I started to check on different platforms from retailers, even though on their platform they showed that they had it on stock. So I started to make some phone calls and ask them if I can come to their shops and see it on site. To my surprise, none of them had it. So I extended my search to Ho Chi Minh City and had the same answer. Some of them told me that they will try to procure it for me and let me know when they have it. To this date, I received no such phone calls. Meanwhile, throughout my searching, many recommended the Apple MacBook Pro, especially for video editing. It has a very good battery, performance, even without the cable plugged in, durability, and so on. So I went to a shop that sells only Apple products, and both the latest MacBook Pro available there, alongside with other accessories and the extra warranty Apple Care Plus. Now, I'm not a fan of Apple products. I'm more a Windows and Android user, so don't judge there. But I do know that Apple products should be and feel more premium. So after a couple of weeks of using it and finally decided to keep it, I then transferred everything I had on the camera and continued to do so to edit our videos until I couldn't do it anymore about 2 weeks ago. So first crash after merely 8-9 months. For a MacBook, it doesn't appear premium to me anymore. One day I was working as usual, and the next day it just didn't. I mean, it didn't want to turn on, it didn't want to charge. So I went to an Apple authorized service center to check on it. The guy from there tried to push the power on button and tried to hear it if it has a pulse or not. He told me that I had to leave my MacBook there so they can check furthermore, which I agreed. He then told me to take off the protective films, which I also did. Finally, he told me that all the files and everything I had on the laptop inside it will be lost. That was the point where I was shocked. I said, what? No, you can't do that. I have datas inside. Are there no other options that you can save those datas? He said, no, it's within our policy to reformat everything. So I refused and went back home to think about it and wanted to check also with an independent service center. I found the one and went straight to it. After a few checks, he said that he had to open the laptop's case and check what's inside so he can figure it out. But with the risk of losing the warranty, and that was another shock. So I asked him if he can at least save the data. He said that it depends on the issue that it had, but the chance for the storage to be defective was pretty low. So in this case, I'm risking of both losing the data and also the warranty that I paid extra. And he said yes. I went back home again and analyzed the situation, because by losing the warranty it means that I would have to pay in case other pieces would fall, and we know that Apple is not cheap. Also, the laptop can be part or could be part of a malfunction lot from the factory. Anyway, a decision must be made, so I went all in. Went back to the service center and asked them to repair it. Also tried to save the data as much as possible. The next morning, the guy called me and told me that my laptop can be repaired without losing any data and can be picked up somewhere in the afternoon for 5.5 million dongs. Of course, I agreed for the price. So that afternoon, I went back there and checked on the laptop, and everything seems fine and working as normal as before. The strange thing that I encountered here is that I asked him which part or what part was broken, and he couldn't or wouldn't explain to me. He said something like, even if I explain, you wouldn't understand. Anyway, I didn't want to get into much details, so I paid the guy and left happy with my laptop fixed. In the end, that's all matter, right? Now that we've recovered our materials, we can upload more and share our experiences and adventures from Vietnam with you. So thanks for watching and see you soon.
Observe the husband at work. We're not good at wrapping gifts, but we're gonna do our best. This is the gift. And this is my husband struggling to open the wrapping paper. We'll let you know how it turns out. We are still struggling to open the wrapping paper. There's scotch everywhere after opening the plastic. We noticed it was still wrapped in a lot of tape that we are now trying to remove without ripping the paper. Did I mention we suck at wrapping gifts? Yes. The struggle is real. We are trying, but we are really, really bad at this. Also, the paper is so hard. It's not at all user-friendly. I think we're getting better at it. This is good practice. Ta ta ra ta ra ta ram. Whoosh. Saca aí. Whoosh.